Hello my friends and welcome to my channel. I'm excited to show you what's new in the version 1.3 of the Lighthouse script. So let's start. Before we begin, I would like to thank all the new subscribers, supporters and anyone who downloaded the script and tried it out. We are now at 500 downloads of the script. I didn't imagine that will be the case by now, so thank you. I really appreciate it. You downloaded the script and tried it. So let's move on to the 1.3 version. Thank you. What's new in this version? Let's first click and see. You can go down here, click on I and see what's new. We have a select region, we have a new brightness slider, we have clipping previews on whites and blacks like we have in Lightroom, also a pixel marker on a histogram, I'll show that, stronger saturation and vibrance, they were a bit weak, and wide gamut color fix thanks to Jeff from Cloudy Nights. Let's start from top to bottom. First, you have a histogram marker. You can now press Ctrl and see the pixel values you click on the image on the histogram. You can also see the values here, the pixel readout, but you can see the pixel value in the histogram also in the logarithmic histogram. And now you can see where that pixel is. Let me zoom in a bit. So this pixel is about here. Let me show some stars. This core is on the far right side and it's not oversaturated, and that's a good thing. Very nice. Also we can go here and we can see the blacks are on the left side of the histogram. Nice little tweak to help you see on the histogram where your pixel values are. Very nice. I have added a brightness slider under the exposure. It works like this. You can just move to the right and it will lighten up the image. That's easy, right? Okay, the difference is the exposure is actually stretching the histogram. It moves slowly on the left side, but more faster on the right side. So it's a bit of a stretching thing in the histogram and on the image, and that's how it works. And the brightness, it's not doing any stretching, it just moved the whole thing to the right. No stretching, just pulling the whole values of pixels to the right, and that's how you get brighter on all pixel levels. So a bit different, but it's adjustment that it's needed in this script because it's always tied to the contrast. So that's why I have added it to the script. Clipped previews on the whites and blacks. This is something that also Lightroom has, and this is a feature that I have used very much and I did like it. So you press Alt and click on the ball on the whites and move it to the right. It will refresh when you stopped the moving, so you have to be fast. And you can see now the clipped pixels in your image. Of course, they are all cores of the stars because they are the brightest and they are now clipped. And you can remove your finger from Alt and mouse, and that's it. You now know that these are clipped. When you have lower intensity of whites, you can drag this and see the point of saturation of the stars so you don't clip them, and that's very useful. Let me reset it. The same thing for the blacks. Just press Alt and click with the mouse, and we can move it to the left now. Come on. Now you see the black pixels that are purely black now. This is a feature also when you know that you have almost black pixels. It will be so dark now. But you can now see when you clipped your blacks also. So even this picture is very dark. The black pixels are not purely black because you can see it with this preview. Maybe some of them. We can move it like that. So none of the black pixels are now purely black. But with visual inspection, you can think that. But this is better for the preview. It's something that I use in Lightroom, and it's very helpful for various things. I'll show some tips and tricks later with the previews, so you can enjoy it. For the saturation and vibrance slider, they are just stronger now. It will boost the saturation a bit more. It's important for when we'll mask the areas, and the mask will be very low intensity, so the vibrance must have some boosted energy to make it more saturated on those particular masked pixels. I'll show that later. And now let me present to you an ultimate upgrade to this script called Select Region. Yeah. This feature was actually wanted in this script, and I made it possible. Just enable luminosity masks and select a region. It's easy as that. Now when you select the region, you can move the mouse and it will select an ellipse, or you can press Alt and it will create a perfect circle. When you remove your hands of the mouse, it will make this region selection, and you can move it by pressing the left mouse button on the center, and you can move it. Every time you unclick it, it will process the selection, so you'll have to wait for a bit to deselect and select the other part. You can move it via these points and you can rotate it via blue points here. So you can select anything you want in the shape of ellipse or circle. Now I want to select this part of the image, U1. As you can see, it's always processing when I unclick the mouse. We can now show the mask. The luminosity masks, when you enable them, they will always apply the lights on depth 1 target. So when you show the mask, you'll see this option applied immediately. We can go to depth 2 and depth 3. You can now see the region is selecting just this part of the photo. Nothing else is selected. We can remove the mask, and we can also do this. We can hide those marching ants so it doesn't get in the way of the image underneath. But it is still on when you hide the ants. You'll have this blue marker on this, so you know the ants are enabled. Also, we have the feather. Let me show you the feather. Click here. I will hide the ants, and when you move the feather, it will just feather the edges as much as you want. This will be useful for galaxy cores, maybe stars. And also I have added this little nugget of surprise. White mask. It will ignore this luminosity masks and it will create just a white mask if you want just a white mask. And you can also feather it and use it on the parts you want. If you want just a regular white mask. If you don't want the regular, it will immediately apply these options via luminosity mask. 3 is maybe too hard. Okay, let me lower down the feather. And you can see now we are selecting just this tiny round nebula. Everything else is black and it's not selected. So we can now move the sliders above to make adjustments. I want to brighten it a bit. Because it's a depth 2 mask, it's not that intensive. So that's why the brightness doesn't go overboard. We can do a bit of vibrance also. And let me see the before after now. It's a subtle change, but you can see now we are masking only the nebula and nothing else. Nothing else matters by Metallica. Cool little trick. Let's see another example. Here we have a galaxy M81. It's a starless image and I want to select only the galaxy. Enable luminosity mask, select a region. I will select like so, and let me adjust the selection. Come on, let's rotate a bit. Because we have a slider for feathering, we don't have to worry about exact match. Okay, let's say this is fine. I will hide the ants so they don't bother me. Show the mask. Now you can see the sharp edges and we can move the slider for the feathering. Okay, let's say I would like a depth 2 and we can now manipulate only this part of the galaxy with the sliders above. So I want, I don't know, highlight slider. I want some saturation. I want some small clarity. Pull down the highlight some more. Give it a little bit of contrast. Let's make some more saturation, vibrance. Let me now see the before after. We can now see the textures near the core, but the core is still bright enough. Maybe we can do a star recovery, but I'll see. It doesn't work on course very much. Okay, we can see it. It's semi-okay, but I don't like it. Let's remove that. Another thing to maybe fix in the future, for the star core protection, I'll have some galaxy core protection. That will be good. Good idea. Let me move some highlight recovery. Okay, let's say this is okay. Before, after, we can see some saturation is growing also. We can even boost it. It's very subtle because you have a mask on, and the mask is luminosity mask. As you can see, it only applies the sliders on this particular white pixels. The whiter the pixel, the stronger the mask. The darker the pixel, then the sliders will not have such an effect. If we go with the white mask, let me click on the white mask. This is just all white now. We can now see the adjustments will be stronger, much stronger, as you can see. So that's why I have implemented the white mask also. But you can now see the edges of the saturation, for example. We can maybe do a feathering, so we don't have that effect of slight misalignment. So let's say this is okay. Maybe the saturation boost is a bit on the nose. So very aggressive now the sliders are pulling on this kind of mask. But it's okay. That's why it is there. If I remove it, the adjustments will be back on the previous. We can even go to depth 1 and you'll see now the adjustments will be a bit stronger. So for me, I would like this effect on the luminosity mask, not this effect. This is maybe too strong, but you can level down the adjustments and you'll have the same thing. Let me remove it. Let me see the mask with the luminosity. Great. This is nice. So a very powerful thing in the luminosity mask. I really like it and I do use it, and it's a bit similar to the masking in the Lightroom itself also. Another thing you can do, you can also exclude the whites and use the darks with a selection. Let me click on the select region. Okay, let me enable the luminosity mask. You cannot click on this until this is enabled. Select the region. Let me draw a mask. Okay, let me now fix it. That's too big. Okay, let's say it's okay. Now go to the darks with Darth Vader and let's do the level 2 and show the mask. Now the selection is on the dark pixels. The white pixels are not masked. Let me go to the feather again, bit of feather. So the sliders will now apply on the white stuff, on the dark pixels only. Let me hide the end so I can see what's going on. Remove the show mask. And now if I lower down the brightness, we'll have this effect, a bit of ringing. So now you have to adjust some feathering. Better feathering will remove those rings. And you can see the difference when I click on the preview. If something's too shiny in the galaxy or any part of the image, you can do this with the selected darks. This time the white mask does not function because it's a dark selection, so this is not working then because we have some darks in the image that we want to manage or lower down. We can do the blacks also. We can maybe remove some saturation from it, from the dark sides, I mean parts, and see the selection. It's not glowing anymore. I don't want that. And you can see now the effect. So we are applying the sliders now on the black pixels in the image. Let me show you the mask again. So this affects only the white parts, which are black. The black parts are not affected at all. So the core is not affected with these sliders now. The darks are targeted, like you see here. The depth is 2. We can change the depth to 1. If you want more darker pixels, and you'll have more darker galaxy then. Also a cool little trick if you want that shyness to tone down to see the structures of the galaxies. And that's it. You made it till the end, so thank you. These are all the updates for this version. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will use them and try it out and give me a good feedback on the new stuff. Make it count, guys. Make it count. Bye bye.